What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our YouTube channel, and you are watching the right video. If your interior is wet, you might have left the windows down, sunroof open, or sunroof might have been clogged, or maybe you just your car got flooded. So I will be showing you guys our steps on how we basically restore this vehicle. This was flooded, and by the way, take a look at the trunk. I was told not to worry about the trunk, but
She said not to worry.
look at all that water sitting there. And it's worse underneath, by the way. All that carpeting and foam underneath the spare tire. So basically, I'll be showing you guys what we're doing in this video, how I take everything apart, why we're doing this, and we're gonna start from the back here. So from the trunk, when I take out the spare tire, check what's going on under there. I was hoping this wasn't really impacted, but water got everywhere in this vehicle. Look at that. I don't know how many gallons, probably like 3 gallons of water right there. So we're gonna use a shop vac here. This is a Craftsman 6.5 horsepower 16-gallon shop vac. I prefer Craftsman compared to the Rigid or DeWalt. I forgot the ones that are Home Depot. So basically, we are going to suck up the water. I can also drain the water, but I prefer to use the shop vac because it's gonna make a mess, and I'm gonna be stepping in all this water because we're gonna be going back and forth. This whole vehicle is basically getting torn apart in order to fully restore clean to the bare metal. So all the plastic carpeting is going to be coming out, and the seats, and I'll show you guys exactly how I do that here. So, and the reason why we do that, we don't want any mildew, any odors going forward. And the water here, this is dirty water actually, it's not clean, and you can see all the dirt in there. They decided to park this near a river or something. I'm not even sure what happened to this car, but I know it was in a parking lot and water got in everywhere, and she opened the door and water just was pouring out, I guess. So anyways, here I am going to try to vacuum as much of the water sitting as possible, but I know this is not going to be enough because it's just too wet. It needs moisture to get underneath, so therefore it will dry. After all the water got vacuumed up, I'm going to start removing the plastics, and it comes up fairly simple. These were just clipped in, and then here is where it took a little bit of time to undo the screws in there, and then there's clips. I have to take the side panels out in order for this carpeting that's wet under there to come out. I could rip it off somehow, but I decided to take that out completely to clean behind there because that's where it got wet too, and the water is dirty. There's dirt everywhere inside the vehicle from just the water that got in, and I'm glad I did that because behind the behind the plastics here, the right hand side, there's cushioning there too that was wet. The reason is so it doesn't soundproof maybe, or road noise. So it wasn't hard to get this out. I just had to take a look at where the clips were and what socket to use, but it was fairly simple. 10mm, most of it. Some of them were a little bit deeper than others, but it was fairly simple actually. So if you have taken a vehicle apart, this is very simple. Toyotas, Hondas, all the Japanese, the German get a little bit more difficult, but I did the same thing to the other side. Pops right off. When this vehicle came in, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do all this work. I thought I can just take the seats out and take out the carpeting, or lift up the carpeting to get air under there because of how wet the carpeting was, and you just can't let it sit like that, especially if you have kids or even if you're driving it, it's not good for you. You're breathing in a bunch of toxic stuff. So I am putting in the screws that I took out so I don't lose them. And then this is one of the reasons why I had to take all of this out, because this was soaked, and underneath, yeah, this is no good. I mean, I actually didn't even put this thing back in there. Maybe I might have. I'm not sure. I forgot. Anyway, so next up, we're going to take out the back row. And we're using 14mm socket. I got these from Harbor Freight. They're color coded too, and they're awesome. I think they're great. You can get a set. Very, very useful. So, and very affordable as well. I'm here trying to figure out what goes where. There was a couple wires connected. Maybe that's for the airbag or the seat belt buckle. I'm not sure. But this is not difficult to take out here. A total like 10 of those screws in the back, and then in the front total of 4. Do you guys see the carpeting underneath there that I just lifted up? That is what smells so bad. Yeah, that stinks. The whole car stinks. So, gotta take that out, and I am just looking at at this point actually, I'm saying to the camera that before I disconnect any of these wires, we have to disconnect the battery. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I don't want any lights on. I don't want any trouble taking these out. They're dry. I mean, I don't think anything was caused by the water. So I'm gonna just disconnect the negative terminal here, and the car is going to be completely dead. It is always recommended to do research before you take any vehicle apart. And this was a lesson I was taught by my window tint professor. He's awesome. He's got quite a bit of experience. And when you tint, you want to remove the door seals. So he says actually to start with the passenger side. So if any clips break or anything like that, you don't see it as much. You get away with it maybe. And basically you want to make sure that you look at where the clips are, or if you should remove the seal in order to tuck in the window tint. So same thing here. Before I did this, it's very simple. I've done so many vehicles and I still watched the video. I think it was pretty helpful. It was just the same, nothing crazy. So I was messing with these seats a little bit, making sure that I took them out safely. I'm extra cautious when removing interiors because you can't go back. So let's say I strip one of the bolts, or I don't know, I ripped the carpeting or the seat. I would have to figure that out, and it's better to take your time. Make sure that you film or notice where things go so you can always refer back to them. And this is one of the reasons I love recording these videos, because I get to see where certain carpeting might go. It's basically a puzzle. Some of the carpeting they come out separately, so you get an idea how things align after. Let's take a look what underneath looks like the carpeting. That blue part is what we're trying to dry and clean. It was disgusting. This car has never been cleaned before. And by the way, before we started this video, I started recording, I had to clean this car out. It was so dirty. So it was detailed a little bit before, just took out the trash out of there. So Nothing crazy though. But look at all these foot area, carpeting, cushioning pieces. So a lot of water was in there. This is what it looked like with the back seat out and the passenger side seat out of the vehicle. Next up, taking out the driver's side. These wires that connect, they're pretty simple, not hard to mess up. Sometimes they get a little bit tricky. You can use a flathead to take it off. But the shorts I'm wearing, you guys might be wondering why I got pockets in the back. Those are my college or maybe high school refereeing shorts. I used to be a ref, so that's where we place our notepad, maybe a card, like yellow card or red card. And in the shop, it was like 70 degrees, so I had to be very agile in this video, move around a lot, get in, get out. So I prefer to work with either shorts or maybe some type of joggers, so it's comfortable. I really like these shorts, so these are probably one of my favorite shorts. Hopefully, I kind of wish they didn't have the pockets in the back. Kind of looks weird to be wearing shorts with pockets in the back. And other than that, they're very, very comfortable. So here I'm taking out the panels that connect and that hold the carpeting on the sides. So same goes what I did on the passenger side, taking out those pieces. I'm gonna take these out too. I love how it comes out completely. You guys see that in the center console? Like, I didn't have to take anything out there. It just comes right out. There's a video I recently uploaded a couple of days ago on a BMW, and it all stays together. In order to get it out like I did with this vehicle, I would have to take the center console out. And I have done that for a Volkswagen Beetle. I did. That everything had to come out. But same thing here. This was absolutely soaked. Look at that. And it smells so bad. I can't imagine if you let this sit for like say a week or two, or maybe it was during the summer. Yeah, I probably get sick. Behind this cardboard, not cardboard, this foam thing, there's more carpeting there that hold water. Even there on the right side where your feet go, that blue part, that's all wet too. So I actually had to take that out and then put that back in after it dried. So right now it's 4:57 a.m. and this is the only time I have to be able to edit and post these videos. So please like, comment, subscribe. It will really help me out, and I will put out many more videos if I see that it's having a positive impact. So thank you guys for watching though. I really appreciate it. Once I had all the carpeting out, this is what the vehicle looked like. I was so glad I was able to get all that out. It was a relief. So next up, the next morning, I had Dominic just vacuum up the dirt, debris in there. He wiped down all the whole floor, make it nice and clean. And as he was working on this, we were letting the carpeting obviously dry, but we're gonna be pressure washing that, which I'll show you guys next. This is one of the only times this vehicle will ever get this deep of a clean. Even though it's unfortunate to get water in there and it's wet, I feel like you get a really clean car, and all the odors from all the food that gets stuck underneath and crumbs gets all cleaned up. So with this carpeting, we can shampoo that with our extractor, but we decided that since we'll have it for a couple days, we're going to wash everything with a pressure washer. And this was needed because I don't think this vehicle ever got a detail before, so this is the perfect time to clean it up and then obviously we'll keep it inside for it to dry, and everything will go back in tightly or perfectly, because we're not going to be using the sun to dry this. With the sun, I feel like it kind of shrinks a little bit. So I'll show you guys the process of how we dry this. It's nothing fancy. Honestly, we get like a ladder, kind of hook it on top, and then water comes down, kind of flows down, and also use different fans and extractors. But so we're gonna wash this, and then we'll be using a foam cannon next here. So we got some type of odor removal product and some soap, maybe detergent. I don't know, I forgot. Maybe I think it's all purpose actually. So yeah, this we just give it a bath with that, and then again, so we'll rinse this off. And this is not the only time we wash this. We're also going to wash this with our heated extractor once we get inside the shop. I don't have that recorded though. So next up, I will show you guys the drying process here. And so this is what's going on. It's not the best setup, but it works well, really well, because this client picked up the car and she was amazed. You'll see the final results here. Yeah, maybe I can get some hooks or something going forward, but for now I just kind of hung it on this. I got fans facing up. Yeah, this is how we're drying this. It works really well. Like I said, we've done so many vehicles this week because of the water and all the flooding we've had, and issue with none of them. Man, I've never had a vehicle come back after we did this whole process for the last 2 years. Lastly, here I am. This is like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm putting everything in so the client can pick it up the next day. Oh, yeah, that squeegee was causing a little bit of trouble here, so I had to get it out the way. But I'm putting everything how I would put it in the vehicle. So it was kind of weird because one of the parts of the interior wasn't completely dry, so I had to speed it up and have that dry. So as that was drying, I just focused on the front area, and the one that wasn't drying was like where the tire goes. I wasn't able to record putting everything back in, but put the carpeting in first. Everything was lined. I tucked in between the center console there, and I made sure that I was able to screw the seat belts back in, and even these little wires here. So the padding that had a lot of water in the beginning got put back in same spot, and the fitment was really good. I was actually impressed that everything went in so well. This is after the seats are in, and see the gas cap? You want to pay attention there. You want to make sure that that's visible and that's facing out of the carpeting, because one time I was doing a Toyota Corolla. This is like 2 years ago, and I forgot that that existed. But thankfully, before the client picked up the vehicle, I just took out the driver's side seat and then had it stick out. It was coming out great. I was very happy with the result, and I was thankful that everything was getting put back in the way it should. Sometime you might lose, I don't know, maybe a panel or something. I've never had that happen, but you never know, because I had like 3-4 other vehicles in the shop with the same process. I got these the stable from Costco, so each table is dedicated to its own vehicle, and we've just put the parts on each table, so the table stays in front or on the side of the vehicle where everything goes. It came out great. I even ran an ozone machine in there for a couple hours after the interior was put together, and the only thing it's missing right now are the floor mats, but those will be washed and put in. I feel like the next clip here I got is when the clan was picking it up. Yeah, this is the clan picking up the vehicle. We're just cleaning the glass, and she was very happy.